Hey, I'm gonna keep this quick because this has to be quick because I have stuff to do. So I'm gonna keep this video quicker than usual. And I'm saying quick a lot, but that's just the nature of video. So let's be quick with it. Okay, let's get into it. So first things first, with the career fairs, there's one from Tuesday to Friday. Yeah, I forgot to mention the business one in the last video. So the one on Friday is the business one, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to go to that because I'm going to a Google tour, like a tour of the workplace on Friday with the computer science club. Okay, so with the career fairs that I'm not going to do a video on each one of them, right? I'm going to do one video summarizing my experience as a whole. So going to how I improved day by day, the mistakes I was making, my thoughts on the whole thing as a whole, and yeah, and what I would advise myself maybe in the future, someone who's in that position. It's going to be its own video, so I think that'll be fun to work on. It's probably going to come out later because anytime I want to do a video of that size, then it takes a while to like actually plan. I try and do some scripting, and I have to edit the video, and it just falls behind schedule. But hopefully it comes out in a due amount of time, like a proper amount of time. Hopefully it just works out well. Besides that though, big picture, I think I am slightly getting a tunnel vision. Maybe it's just this week because this week is the School of Computer and Information Week, as I've mentioned before. And so there's a lot of cool stuff happening, right? There's the Google tour happening. Today there was a panel by the software engineer director at NetApp, really amazing panel. And then he just talked about his experience with his career and what he does and how the company works, the team. And I was like, dang, this is just like a really cool place to work. But I do think it's really interesting having that perspective from he worked as a programmer and like a software engineer. You had both the perspective of a software engineer and a manager. So it's cool to see that perspective. So I do think there's a lot of stuff happening and there's a lot of cool stuff happening, but I can't go to everything. And I think that's one of the biggest difference between high school and college. In high school, there was this really structured schedule, right, that everyone had to kind of follow. In my junior and senior year, I do want to brag that I was able to like kind of loosen those restrictions a bit. But they were still restrictions. So now in college, the world is really mine. Like I can do everything I want to, and that's for good and bad. Sometimes going to a class might not be the most beneficial thing for me. Maybe it's worth going to a specific opportunity event. It could be an interview, it could be working on a personal project, it could be a panel, stuff like that, right? Or other times, maybe I do need to go to a class. Like if it's a class I'm really struggling, maybe going to the recitation is going to be more beneficial for me than just going to this panel, right? And that's something I'm trying to navigate now, is managing those opportunities, not just biting everything that comes my way, right? It's kind of like Fruit Ninja, where you have to like choose the fruits you slice, or you slice all the fruits, but you can't slice the bombs. And maybe that's not a good analogy, but the idea is I just have to navigate this carefully, right? I don't want to try, as much as I want to maximize the opportunities I have at hand, maximizing doesn't mean doing everything, right? So what I'm trying to learn how to do now is really just make the best use of my time. And that also means taking into account eating food, sleeping, transportation, and by transportation I mean walking. But yeah, besides that though, I'm just trying to navigate this whole thing. One thing I've done is actually implement my class schedules into my Google Calendar. I've been using the app I think in my lifetime, in the past couple of weeks, but I think that's better. In the past couple of weeks, I have used Google Calendar more than I ever have in my lifetime, which I think is crazy. I do think it's actually a really good app. My only beef with the app is that when you create a new event, it doesn't automatically change the colors. So then sometimes you have a stack of events and they're all just blue. And then it's kind of hard to distinguish if you're just opening the app and your eyes are tired. Maybe there's a setting I have to find, or maybe I just have to code something myself and integrate into the app. We'll see. Anyways, besides that, I have nothing else to say. Maybe I'll talk more about it in another video about how I'm navigating this tunnel vision. Or right now, since I do have a couple minutes to spare, what I do plan on doing though is obviously managing my time better, but I also think investing like recreational stuff. I think I already talked about it in the hobby video, but I think the more I invest in my hobbies, the less tired I am, and it just allows me to actually grow as a person. So I haven't done animation in a while, so I should probably do that. Read my books. I have a book list that's been waiting for me on for a while now. But yeah, so just doing those hobby stuff. But yeah, besides that, I don't really have any other plans. Structuring a bit more. What I did a couple weeks ago that I showed, like plotting my plan, I guess, or the task I have to accomplish on the board. Those stuff help for me. So that's what I plan on doing. So Friday after the Google tour, I'm gonna take a break for a bit, like a 2-hour break, and I'm gonna get into like work by doing hobbies and planning the stuff I have to do for the next couple of weeks. Besides that though, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.